Hello everybody, and thank you for watching our video about fiancé visas. My name is Deron Edward Smallcomb, and I am the supervising attorney here at the law office. As with all videos, you should not take this as legal advice. This is created for informational purposes only. If you would like legal advice, please give us a call at 888-902-9285, and we will be happy to discuss the process with you. So today we're going to talk a little bit about fiancé visas. Now, a fiancé visa is a visa for a U.S. citizen to petition their fiancé that is living outside of the United States to come to the U.S. for a period of 90 days for the purposes of marriage. Now, if you get married during that time, then your fiancé will be eligible for an adjustment of status, which is otherwise known as permanent residency or a green card. That means they don't have to leave, that they will be able to work, to travel, and generally for you to begin your lives here in the United States. So, the most important part of this video is going to be to determine if you are eligible for the fiancé visa and to give you some basics about it. Now, the entire process takes about 6 months. In our nearly decade of doing this, I've seen it happen quite a bit faster, and in some cases, a bit slower. But for the vast majority of people, it takes about 6 months. The process begins here in the United States, and then it finishes up at the U.S. Embassy in the country of your fiancé. The best way to determine if you're eligible for the fiancé visa is to go through the basic questions that we would ask you if you called in to see if we could offer you our services or not. First question is going to be, are you a U.S. citizen? This visa is only available to U.S. citizens. To permanent residents, the only option that you have is a marriage-based petition, and I invite you to look at our marriage visa page, which has a video about that process as well. So you're a U.S. citizen. You have a loved one overseas, presumably, and you want to bring them here. So the next qualification is going to be, have you seen each other in person? And for the record, Skype, other video chat services do not count. You must physically have met in person within the last 2 years. In some cases, that means she's come here. In some cases, in most cases, quite frankly, it means that you've gone there. Now, a lot of people do ask us, can my fiancé come to visit me here in the United States? Hypothetically, yes. In reality, probably not. It is very difficult to get a visitor or tourist visa, as many call it, to the United States. So, in all likelihood, if you haven't met in person, it will entail you taking a trip to visit your fiancé in their country. The next question we're going to ask is, are you free to marry? That means you're either divorced, have gone through an annulment, which is unique to the Philippines, if you are widowed, or, of course, single. This must be the case before you file the fiancé visa. You cannot file with divorce pending, assuming that it will be done before the visa is approved, because the visa will not be approved. It's going to be your status on the day it was filed. Next question we typically ask is, what are your ages? Now, while it's not supposed to matter, it does. If you have a very large age difference, they're going to question the validity of your relationship. And when I'm talking about the validity of your relationship, that means, is it real? Does the government believe that you might be just doing this to get somebody a green card? So, if you do have a large age difference, multiple visits, a lot of communication records, things like that are really going to help bolster your case. The next question that we would typically ask is, do either of you have any criminal history? Well, criminal history does not bar you from filing for this. In fact, small crimes really don't matter, but sexual crimes, violent crimes, crimes involving drugs or alcohol, those can matter and generally require a waiver and some additional legal work to still give you a chance to be approved. Another question we're going to ask you is about your income. See, the government will let somebody come over, but they need to be assured that that person is not going to go on some sort of public assistance. The only way to show that to the government is by showing that you make an income, which is generally done by showing your tax returns. And that would be something that we'll share with them to assure them that, in fact, you are able to support another person. The level of income is going to be determined by your household size. At minimum, it's going to be two, you and your fiance. Any children you or they may have is going to add to that income bottom that they require. With regards to children, we'll of course ask about yours because it does matter on the tax level, but also about your fiance's. We can bring children if they are under the age of 21 along with this petition. We do that filing in conjunction with the Fiancé Visa petition, and they do wrap up at the same time. In some cases, you're able to bring them a little bit later without any additional hassle, so that option is available. A final question we would typically ask is, does your fiancé speak English? That's very important in that you are able to communicate. Now, if your fiancé doesn't speak English, it's not the end of the world, but it does help if you speak their language. If you are not able to communicate without the help of a translator, the government's going to cast a lot of doubt as to whether the relationship is real or not. So keep that in mind. Now, our law office, we do have several caseworkers that speak multiple languages, so we can assist your fiancé in his or her language. That is a possibility. So that is the process for a Fiancé Visa in a nutshell. If you have any questions, if you'd like to see if you qualify to do the Fiancé Visa, give us a call, 888-902-9285. There are many reasons why you should consider hiring our law office, and there will be a link below this video that will explain some of those. Thanks for watching.